another episode of the Six Figure Vet podcast, where we showcase the success stories of Black and Brown veterans that have successfully unlaced the boots. Today, we are featuring a trailblazer who embodies success across multiple lanes, and his name is Jerrod Douglas. Jerrod is a 26-year-old Air Force veteran turned tech professional, entrepreneur, and ladies, he's a fitness enthusiast, okay? After serving his country, he transitioned seamlessly into the tech industry, starting as a cyber intelligence analyst, leveling up to a data scientist for the government sector. But Jarrod didn't stop there. He earned degrees in IT, intelligence studies, cyber operations with a focus on defense and forensics, and is prepping to tackle a master's degree next year in data analytics and policy at the Johns Hopkins University. Oh, and let's not forget his 7 tech certifications, including GIAC and AWS Certified Solutions Architect. On top of his impressive career and all those certifications, okay, Jarrod is the founder of his own fitness business where he helps people crush their fitness goals while mentoring other veterans to break into high-paying tech roles. His journey is proof that with focus and the right strategy, transitioning out of the military can be the gateway to an extraordinary opportunity. Tune in to see what this successful veteran has popping. No pun intended. Thank you. Welcome, Jarrod. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you? Yeah.
I'm doing well. So I always like to start off with a mental health check-in. So where are you mentally right now?
Mentally, I'm great. I always use this time of the year to kind of reflect on what I've accomplished throughout the year. Um, Spend time with family. I'm not home this Christmas, but I have been home a few times this year. So mentally, I'm great. Looking forward to next year, and yeah, just relaxing, and yeah, it's a good Christmas. And yeah, I'm talking to you right now on this podcast. So yeah, it's great.
Yes, y'all, we are shooting this episode on Christmas Day, okay? So speaking of back home, what were you doing prior to the military? Like, where are you from? Give us a little bit of backstory about you.
So I'm from a small town called Laurinburg, North Carolina. Super
Okay.
small. The nearest mall is like 45 minutes away. So before I joined, I was, long story short, I was going to school, working 12-hour shifts.
Mm.
Insane. I would get off at like 8 a.m., go to class at 9. So yeah,
Oh,
I was doing
wow.
that and yeah, going to school, and it just wasn't sustainable. So yeah,
Yeah.
at that time, that's when I decided to join.
Were you working like a plant job?
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, them
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
towns, why do big organizations target the small towns to set up these plant like facilities? Because I'm from a small town too, and it was the
Mm.
same thing. Like I got out of high school and then I went to work at this plant and I was standing next to this lady, and it's like you don't use your brain at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
you kill all brain cells as soon as you walk in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to be here for like 10 years or 20 years. I just don't see it.
Yeah. And yeah,
I
in the
just don't
smaller
see it.
towns, having a plant job is like one of the great things you can do. Work there, get your retirement. So it's pretty amazing when you move out of your small town and then you start to realize like, yeah, this isn't what it's cracked up to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that kind of what made you like be like, okay, I got to do something? Was the military like you're out? Like, okay, I'm just going to join the military because this ain't it.
Yeah, pretty much. So before that, I'd say the 2 years between me joining, what graduating high school and joining, I worked like 4 or 5 jobs. And yeah, it just wasn't for me. So yeah, that last job, working at a plant, it was not it. So I knew I knew I would excel if I did stay at the plant, but it would just be way more difficult. So yeah, that was the final straw for me. Yeah.
Okay. So, I know that you're in the tech industry now. Were you in the tech industry in the military?
Yeah, yeah, technically, yeah. So I was a signals intelligence analyst, worked with a different technologies, did some data stuff. So yeah, it was technically the tech side of the military. Yeah,
Okay. So how long did you serve for?
6 years. Yep. 1
6 years.
contract. Yep.
One contract. Okay, so did you enjoy, like, so what was like your deciding factor on getting out? Was it just like, okay, did you go in with the plan of this is going to be a stepping stone, or did it change once you finally got into the uniform?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it definitely, I came in knowing I was going to get out. That's one thing. I never really wanted to join. I would say, after being in, it was definitely the best decision I ever made. And it was actually fun. Like I was stationed in Hawaii for my first 3 years. Yeah, that was
Ooh,
amazing. Yeah.
I bet. I'm
Um,
jelly.
you get a lot of soft skills. You're forced to be in situations where you probably wouldn't put yourself if you didn't have to. So yeah, it was definitely intended for me to get out, but um, I think my first 2 years, I kind of thought maybe I'll be an officer one day, but
Hmm.
reality hit, and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
What was the
Yeah.
reality? What was the hit of reality that made you be like, okay, Jerrod, stick to the plan, my boy, stick to the plan. You came in to get out.
The reality was you have to promote, you have to kiss ass a little bit, and it's just certain stuff.
What?
Like yeah, I'm not really that type of person. And also, yeah, you're judged based on your rank. I don't like that. I think it should be based on how much effort you put in, your technical competency. Um, so yeah, and I'm not about to volunteer for a reason I don't really want to do. So yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? So, I think I've interviewed one officer on
Mm,
this platform, but the rest have gotten out. It's like E4, um, E5. I think I might have had like a couple E6s that got out. But all of the people that I've interviewed, and mind you, this is the Six Figure Vet podcast. So all of these people that didn't have much status or stature in the military went on to do great things. And it really makes you think, like, why y'all treat people so bad? Like these gems, like these people
exactly.
go on to do amazing things. So it's
Mhm.
definitely a structure thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say there aren't ambitious people in the military, but it might not be the best place to for certain people to thrive in. So sometimes you have to get out to see what you can really accomplish. So
I 100% agree. So with you going into the military with the mindset of getting out, did you
mhm.
have a strategy in place from the get-go? Like, okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to set myself up for when I get out? Or because most of us that get out, we don't go in with the intentions of getting out. Like we don't go in with the
Yep.
intentions of maybe staying, but it's not like a thought like, okay, I'm going to go in, then I'm going to get out. And if it
Yeah.
is, it's like I'm going to go in, get out, and go to school.
Yep. Yeah. So I definitely knew I wanted to finish my degree because that was one of the main reasons. Before I was also working 12 hours to pay for my degree. So one of the main reasons I joined was to do that. But definitely those first 2 years, I didn't really do anything. I was just partying and having fun. I
Yeah,
kind
you
of
in
thought
Hawaii.
maybe, exactly. I kind of thought maybe I'll become an officer, but it was like a defining point. I think during COVID, I was off work for like 2 months, so I had a lot of time to think, and that's kind of when I logged in and decided, yeah, these are the steps I need to take to be prepared to get out and be able to, yeah, transition seamlessly into a role.
Okay, so once you started like that, once you kind of hit that, where did you leave from? Because you said you did your first 3 years in Hawaii, but
Yep.
you did six. So what was your last duty station?
It was in Hampton, Virginia. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. How did you like VA?
I liked
How did
it.
you
Yeah,
like Hampton?
it
No
wasn't
offense.
it wasn't too bad. Definitely it the crazy thing is, yeah, I'm from a super small town, so it was bigger than that. But yeah, I
Right.
mean, yeah, I wasn't doing too much there. Just that's when I was finishing up my degree. I knew I had 3 years left, so yeah, pretty good city. You ever been? Yeah.
I live in Virginia Beach.
Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah,
That's why I was like, Hampton?
yeah, yeah. I was just down there. Yeah, I go down there probably like once a month.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
but So you'll just have to know the backstory. Like everybody from Virginia, like everybody in this area, they like, don't go to Hampton. Whatever you do, it's not a real place. You're not going. It's not Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know. But okay, so you get out from, you transition out from Hampton,
Hmm.
out of the reserves. Once you finally made that decision, like, okay, I'm in Hampton. Okay, I'm about to finish up my degree. What was that preparation
Hmm.
phase like
Hmm.
during these last 3 years where you're getting your degree? Because I want to go into like some of the did you get any of your certs while you were in?
Yeah, I got 5 of the 7 while I was in. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that. How
Yeah,
did you
it
do
was,
that?
oh my God. It takes a lot of, you have to sacrifice your time. So a lot of weekends inside,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of studying, a lot of telling friends you can't go out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then, yeah, I think a lot of content that's put out makes it seem like you get one cert, you hop straight into a six-figure job. They make it seem so easy. You take
Yeah.
one boot camp. Yeah, it's not like that. So it
Let's
took a lot.
debunk that. What does that
Yeah.
look like? Because, the tech field is like this trending topic now. Like,
Mm,
I was a janitor, then I took this course, and now I make $250,000 doing IT stuff, and I don't even really work hard.
exactly.
Like, what does it really look like for real? Like, you have a lot of different certifications. So, what are some, like, get your foot in the door? If you don't have any background in tech at all, what are some things that, especially as a veteran, that you should be doing to set yourself up to transition into the field?
So no background at all. First and foremost, it's going to take a ton of self-study. Nobody's, especially when you're in the military, the
Mm-hmm.
only person that really cares about your career, even in the military, or what you're going to do after is you. So it's going to take a lot of self-study. Um, some people don't like this aspect, but yeah, you're going to have to kind of indulge certain aspects of your life into tech to learn, especially if you're doing a job that's not even related to it. So
What do
a
you
lot of
mean indulge your life into?
watch tech podcasts, maybe read a book on a tech subject. Yeah, YouTube videos. Just yeah, because you can learn a lot that way. And if you have no background knowledge, you're going to have to start from square one. You can't cheat the process. So a lot of self-learning, and yeah, in the military we get tuition assistance and certification reimbursement. So take advantage of that. And yeah.
So is certification reimbursement different from TA?
Yeah, so I know in the Army they have Army Cool, in the Air Force we have Air Force Cool.
We have Navy Cool too.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So that pays for certification specifically.
Oh wow. I didn't
Yeah,
know that they paid for like IT certifications.
yeah, yeah. I got about 4 of the 5 that way.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so one thing I think is difficult for veterans to do is identify transferable skills that could be
Mhm.
used in the civilian world. It's like, we do so many things. You have your specific rate. Of course, we have our specific rate in the military, but you do so many different things outside of what you signed up to do, right?
Yeah.
Outside of your MOS, outside of your rate. So, how were you able to basically identify what was valuable in the civilian world outside of the certifications, right? Outside of the
Yeah.
certifications, what skill sets were you able to be like, okay, this is gonna make me some money in the civilian world. This is a good quality to have in the civilian world. How were you able to do that?
So I answer it in 2 ways. So for me, in a technical way, for me, my job was very technical, so it was pretty easy for me to translate those skills to the jobs I wanted to apply for. I will say, one specific skill at my first duty station was I did a lot of data analysis, which I didn't know that could correlate to being a data scientist so much. So when recruiters started reaching out, I started thinking, and yeah, that's how I got the data scientist position. Um, for non-technical people, you should lean on your soft skills. So,
defines soft skill?
so a soft skill would be like you're a great communicator. You can translate technical topics to leaders. So you can, how do I say it? You can, yeah, you can. We have to present a lot in the military, so you can make those presentations. A hard skill would be coding. Um, what else? For
No,
me, it was, yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it was, yeah, cybersecurity type stuff, more technical analysis. So, yeah.
Mm. So I hear I ended up getting like a program analyst job, like
Mhm,
probably right when I got out, and I'm like, I didn't even know that I did this type of stuff. So
mhm.
what do data analysts do? Because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that actually do that job in the military and don't even realize that they're
Mhm.
data analysts.
So, data analysts kind of differ from data scientists, but for a data analyst, um, you're basically taking the data. So I guess in the military would be your squadron or company,
Mm-hmm.
and you're translating that into ways that your unit can use that information to improve their processes or yeah, the organization in some way. So giving insights from that data. It kind of take the technical side of that is knowing some coding skills, some software specific programs like Tableau and Power BI. Those
I
are
was going
just
to say
specific
Power BI.
programs. Yeah. But yeah, the data scientist side is kind of more coding and machine learning stuff. But yeah, I think people can translate their skills to that. Yeah,
And if you don't know how, like, go to Chat GPT. You can go to Chat GPT and literally type in, "This is what I do at work.
exactly. Yeah.
What are some titles and job descriptions I should be on the lookout for?" Like that's literally when I have veterans come to me, I'm like, "Okay, what's your job? Send me a snippet of your eval."
Yeah.
And then I just take it and plug it into Chat GPT and be like, "Give me some jobs."
Yeah. Yeah. ChatGPT is a powerful tool. Yeah. I think
You
everybody
use
should use
it?
it all the time. Yeah.
Okay, how are some ways you use ChatGPT in the tech field, especially as it comes to like building your resume
Mhm.
or identifying key skills and stuff like that?
So resume. If you're getting ready to get out, you have your evals in the Air Force, you call them EPRs.
Okay.
Copy that in. The prompt for ChatGPT should be put these resume bullets into star format. Star format is specific, specific, uh, timely, um, actionable, and realistic. So it's a format to put your resume bullets in. Put that into ChatGPT, it'll spit them all out the exact way it should be. Um,
Ooh.
what else? I use ChatGPT for like a financial analysis for 2025. I,
How did you
if
do that? Put us on.
so there, so ChatGPT will the new version will create you.
This is not the $200 a month
No,
version
no,
now,
no,
is
no,
it?
no, 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 no. It's not too much. It might be free. I think I pay for the $20 a month
I
version.
do too.
Yeah, but it will give you pie charts. It created me an Excel for me to like put my everything I spend in there, and it updates it continuously. And then I have a certain goal I want to reach to save, and it'll tell you the exact amount you can spend on your disposable income and other things.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
it'll
black
give you
man.
all
Wait a
the
minute. Wait a
information.
minute. Wait a minute. So what prompt was this? We need
Oh,
the
okay, okay,
prompt.
okay. Um, I don't remember the exact prompt, but because it was pretty long, you have to be kind of detailed.
You have to be
But
extremely detailed, yeah.
yeah, but if you start a new project or you tell ChatGPT, I want you to act as my financial advisor, that's where you would start. And
Right.
then tell it to ask you any questions if it has it, and then input your expenses, disposable no expenses, income, and everything else. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll tell you everything.
That's cool. That's cool. I
Yeah,
did an episode not too long ago on the power of Chat GPT,
yeah.
and yeah. Yeah, it's been a game changer.
Mhm.
Definitely. So it's good to hear that other veterans are using it in their career fields and to get ahead in just all aspects.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. If you aren't using AI, you will be left behind at some point. Yeah. I think that's the hard truth.
that is that's just kind of what it is.
Yeah.
As I mentioned in your intro, to ring your bell, you have a lot of IT certifications. So how
Mhm.
did you know which ones would be profitable
Mhm.
as you were getting out of the military? Like, because you have so many. So were you just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna just get all that I could get and whatever sticks? Or was it strategic? Like, okay, I know that I want to work in this field, so I need to get this certification. Or how did you kind of decide that?
Yeah. So it started off, yeah, I think it was strategic for the most part for the first four or whatever. So DoD 8570 is guidelines for what certifications match which roles in
Mm-hmm.
government contracting or if you're getting a federal job. So if you look on that list, you can see what certifications you will likely need. Security Plus, obviously, a lot of people have heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I started off with that. Another thing is, yeah, after the first three, I kind of fell in love with learning. So it would just match with kind of what I wanted to aim towards,
So
what
you're just
possible
building
career
on top of
fields.
the next one, basically.
Yeah, because if employers see that you are a person that can learn something, yeah, you are passionate about learning. That looks good. So you might get hired just off of the fact that you have all of these skills, and it shows that you can learn a skill and be able to display those skills. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. What are some valuable skills that veterans possess that are sought after in the tech world?
Leadership. What else? Being able to, yeah, learn skills at a fast rate, being able to adapt.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
what else? Veterans. Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Yeah, I think those are the main ones I can think of for now.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning of the episode, we talked about debunking some of these, like, how the internet make everything look microwavable.
Hmm.
Like you just go from a Corolla to a Maserati overnight, like,
Exactly.
and it's
Yeah.
possible. Like, lock in for 6 months and it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Um, realistically, how long did it take you to land your first tech job once you got out of the military? When did you start looking for jobs?
Hmm.
Better yet,
Yeah.
during your transition process.
Yeah. So I was able to participate in the DoD Skill Bridge program. You,
Oh,
yeah,
congrats. That's a great program. Can you
yeah,
tell the
exactly.
people what that is?
So it's basically a program that allows you up to 6 months, that's including terminal leave,
Mm-hmm.
to basically intern at a company or they have education programs too, so you can go through a boot camp or earn some certs. So yeah, it gives you that time to, yeah, it's called Skill Bridge, to the bridge between the civilian world and the military. So you have time to get prepared. Yeah.
Okay. So you did the Skill Bridge program. How did you go about applying for the Skill Bridge program? How did you get into the Skill Bridge program? How did you find the company like that would
Mhm.
accept you? Is it like a list of companies that you um that like offer it that you have to choose from, or did you find your
Mhm.
own and then come back to your command and be like, hey, I want to do da 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 over here? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, so I know for the command thing, it kind of differs, but for me, and in general, you're going to have to find your own program.
Mm,
I use LinkedIn a lot. They have a lot of good programs on there. I
okay.
started about a year out from the data I got out. Started
Okay.
looking at programs. It took a while, um, but I started so early that I didn't have to rush. So I was
Yeah.
on LinkedIn, applied for a bunch of programs, and then I liked one. About three reached back, got the interviews, and then yeah, I chose one. So yeah, I started about a year out from my final date. Started at 6 months out from my date.
What was the hardest part about that process?
The hardest part would be, which this is on the military for kind of making it difficult, is routing up all the paperwork to your chain of command, having to, because you're getting out, so nobody cares that you're getting out really.
At
You might have a
all.
few people that back you, but for your supervisor, my supervisor looked out for me. And then I was an NCO, so I still had to take care of EPRs, evals, those responsibilities. So hardest part was routing all the paperwork up and getting it approved. Yeah,
Yeah, that the routing process, it sounds like across all branches just suck.
it does. It
That's
does.
literally how I end up getting out. I had decided to stay in.
Yeah.
I decided to stay in, and so I put in a request sheet to reenlist, and
Mm,
they lost it. They lost my request sheet to reenlist. Now, mind you, at this time, I'm hormonal, I'm pregnant, so I'm just like, okay,
mm,
like, I'm all over the place. But in that time frame, um, they had assigned me to a ship.
mm.
Like, they told me I was going to go to a ship. And if I would have re-enlisted on time, I would have re-enlisted not knowing that I was going back to sea.
Yeah. While you were
So,
pregnant. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So, well, I don't know how they end up with it working out because you can't be on a ship while you're pregnant. But basically, um, the ship that they were sending me to was like deploying a lot.
yeah.
So I would have been allowed to have my son on shore duty, do the whole whatever off, but then I would have had to go to that ship, and that ship was deploying like crazy. It was a
Yeah.
small ship. So small ships deploy a lot more than big ships.
Okay. Okay.
And they're
Mm,
gone like a lot. So since that delayed it let me know where they planned on sending me to. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
yeah. Yeah.
And I just
Mm.
decided not to route. But it all started because they forgot to route my chit up and they lost it.
Yeah. That's the
I'm like,
military.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what's going on? Um, what which programs and organizations? So you said Skill Bridge was one.
Mm.
Navy Cool was another. Are there any other organizations or programs that veterans should know about as it
Mm.
comes to like transition out the military, getting certs, and just overall preparation for their transition?
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, the core programs in all of the branches, skill bridge, uh, take taps as early as possible. You can take it to up to a year out, I think.
Mm-hmm. And you can
So
take it multiple times.
exactly, yeah. So take taps at a year out. They have a lot of good information. It probably depends on your base, but yeah, you want to do that. Get in touch with one of the VSOs. Those are the people that help you with your disability claim. Um, Yeah, it's an organization that gives suits to veterans. I forgot suits to boots. Yeah. So
Like
you
suits to wear?
exactly. Yeah, they do it for men and women. They give them dress clothes, give you I think two or three free suits. Yeah,
That's crazy. You know how expensive suits are?
exactly. Yeah, it's in Northern Virginia. I didn't have the opportunity to do it, but yeah, my somebody that got out before me participated. Yeah, they got suits. So that and yeah, yeah, those are the main programs I think.
That is so cool. So not only are you you have your career in the tech industry, but you are also a business owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
So yeah, Stoic Edge Fitness, fitness business. The background is in the military for those 6 years. I was a PTL for about 5 of those years. That's
Okay.
physical training leader. So for the flight, and then I went to the squadron level. So helping people improve for their PT tests, the failures, helping them get back right. Um, just running PT sessions for the flight, keeping track of body measurements when the Air Force brought that in. So yeah, that's what led me to have the idea to start the business. I fell in love with fitness. So yeah, I
Because
do
it's
in
one thing, like, some people, some veterans, we all have to stay in shape, and a lot of
yeah,
veterans end up falling in love with working out. But it's one thing to like fall in love with working out, but to actually go on to be like, okay, I want to start a business. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I see what
that's
you mean. Yeah, yeah. And then in the field I was in, um, as you said, a lot of veterans are active duty, fallen level working out. My career field was kind of the opposite because we're sitting at a computer desk all day.
all
You
day.
have people getting, yeah, kind of gaining weight, failing tests, um, more of introverted type people. So playing video games a lot. So, yeah, falling in love with the process of getting people into fitness. So, yeah. And then the business aspect, I just kind of always wanted to have my own business. It's something I'm passionate about. So to me, it's not even work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you are so you do personal training?
yeah, exactly. Virtual, in person, and hybrid. Right now it's just me, but I have another trainer coming on to join the team
Oh,
in
that's exciting.
2025.
You're
Yeah,
growing.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Congrats.
yeah.
Congrats. So, I think it's really dope how you branded your business, right? So,
Hmm.
um, shout out to Struggle Beer. It was another episode. We were talking about how you have to become the unicorn in your field.
Hmm.
So the fit tech guy, like you were
Hmm.
able to combine both your love for fitness and your passion for tech. Um, why was that? It seems to be a pattern with you that everything is strategic. So what was the strategy behind
It is.
behind you kind of branding yourself as this fit tech guy?
Yeah. So I don't know when the idea exactly came to me to use that name, but yeah, I always in the tech industry, people always see us as a specific image. And I kind of want to change that image, especially to young black kids. You can be in tech and you can still, yeah, you can pop your shit. You could, you
Hey.
can have, like you could dress. You don't have to be you can be a nerd and still be cool per
And
se.
still be
Yeah,
fly.
exactly. And a part of that, yeah, is being fit. Like you can still work. You can do both. You can
Yeah.
work out and have fun. But yeah, shout out to Alex the barber. He's in Virginia Beach area too. He kind of gave me the idea of branding myself in that way. So yeah, I
It
just
was a
took it
good
and
look, very, very good look.
yeah,
Because like I said, you have to be the unicorn in your field. There's a bunch of fitness people out here. There's a bunch of
exactly.
people in tech. So there's a bunch of podcasts, but what makes you stand out? What makes you different? And I think that you
Mm,
creating a lane, um, you have to be narrow, be able to go deep. So like there's
yeah,
a lot of uh black and brown kids that and people and veterans that need to know, like, bro, you ain't gotta be no lame because you in tech. Like you don't have to
exactly.
look
Yeah,
you don't have to fit the stereotype of what tech looks like. We can
yeah,
change it to something new.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
S-
yeah, it's just a yeah, you can improve yourself mentally and physically. You don't just have to settle for one. So yeah, it's just a holistic thing.
How do you take care of yourself mentally? Because you have, the success on the professional side, and then you have the success on the fitness side. So, what does taking care of yourself look like for you mentally?
Mentally, I think it is for me. It is figuring out what I like to do. I like horror movies. I like I like watching podcasts. I like relaxing. I like eating big back meals. I like doing so you just really have to balance out what you like and then the work aspect. So I have a good a work life balance even though I work a lot outside of my main job. Um, and I know when to relax. I know when to take a break from the gym. I don't need to go 7 days a week. So it's having that balance for me.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I'm tired of people telling me you need to be in the gym 6 days.
No, you do
That's not
not need it.
sustainable for me.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. And that's one thing I kind of focus on for my fitness philosophy for training. You need to have a good balance and it needs to fit with your schedule. Otherwise, you're probably going to quit uh, or you're going to fall off. So for 2025, if you're starting a new routine, make sure it is balanced with your work schedule. You do not
What
need to go 6 days a week.
what is a real, because so us millennials, we got a side hustle, we got a main job, we got a job on the side, you know what I'm saying? We got so much going on. What do you think, just as an average millennial woman or male, how many times should we be going to the gym realistically, for real? Like
3 times. 3 times.
Can you see change with 3 times a week?
If your diet is right.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. That's the part that messes a lot of people up.
These questions
3
get
times.
personal.
Yeah. If your diet is right and you go 3 times a week, you will see change. And you have the right routine, but the diet is going to be the biggest part.
Is the diet the biggest part anyways?
Say it again?
Is the diet the biggest part anyways?
Yeah, it really is. Depending on your...
Because you said you like big bag meals, so I'm just trying to make the math here.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. I've been doing this for about... My body is so used to it. I know how to... And this is another thing I tell people. You're going to have a cheat meal once a week. Depending on how dedicated you are to whatever your goal is. For me, I don't have a specific goal except to gain weight. So the big bag meals kind of help me. But yeah, if you're trying to lose weight or something, just have one day a week where you're going to have a cheat meal, and yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm really mad that you said Listen, let's get into how you are a man of many hats. You have so much going on. How do you balance it all? Because you are about to start your master's program. You are running a business that is expanding in 2025. And you have a very successful career in the tech industry. So how do you keep a balance of everything? And you know what I'm saying? You got your whole mental health horror movie thing on the side too. So how do you keep the balance of it all?
Time management is key. That and so I read this book. I recommend it to everybody. Deep Work by Cal Newport.
Okay.
If you can master the art of focus, you can get so much done in a short period of time. It's insane. So being able to disconnect, turn your phone off, lock in for 2 hours, you will get so much done. So that, and yeah, time management. So um, at the beginning of each day, I'll write into my notebook. I plan out what I am going to do for that day. And yeah, I just do it. So that's the discipline aspect. You have to be able to follow through. So I think time management is super important. Because yeah, I kind of think about it, and I'm kind of surprised at myself. Like a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle this amount of work. So
yeah, that makes sense. Being productive and being busy are two different things.
Absolutely.
And it is extremely important on your journey of success to be productive and not be busy. So how do you use, I'm happy that you kind of led into the time management thing. How do you use time management to stay productive and not busy, especially since you have so much going on?
Yeah.
Do you schedule out your weeks, or every day I know you just said that at the beginning of each day, but can you go into detail on how you utilize time management to as a key of success?
Yeah. So yeah, I do the month thing. So I plan out what I have planned for the month, even if it's like a vacation or something. I know everything that I need to get done in that month. And then I have on Sundays, I don't write it down, but I kind of think about what I need to accomplish. Every day I write it down. For me, how do sometimes I'm amazed at myself. Um, I guess you need to figure out what your routine looks like, the baseline, because work is something you can't change. So that's going to be the baseline. And then you need to add in your goals and what you want to accomplish, and then set aside specific amounts of time to maybe study for an hour, go to the gym for an hour. And then that'll be the baseline of your schedule. That's time management. So
Yeah.
after that, you just have to follow through.
Exactly. It's sticking to the schedule that you've laid out for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think another really big part of that is like in the beginning, we make these schedules, but it takes time to adapt to them. So if you mess up one
Yeah.
day, like just start back. Like if you go over on something for 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh, well, the rest of my day is knocked off, so I might as
Mhm.
well, you know what I'm saying? Like just start back, like just pick up until you get adjusted to implementing in this routine that you
Yeah.
now have.
That's a great tip. Yeah, because I fall off of my schedule every now and then, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pick it back up. Yeah.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. What are some of the challenges that you face with pursuing so many of your passions simultaneously?
Um, One, you're going to have to, yeah, kind of cliche, but the path is lonely. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot of time. Um, that's from your family, relationships. Yeah, you're just going to have to sacrifice a lot of time. Another challenge. It's another challenge. Yeah, like you said before, you're going to fall off the path sometimes, so
Mm-hmm.
you need to be able to quickly adjust and be able to accept failure. You aren't
Mm.
going to succeed at everything, so be able to accept failure, adapt, and get right back on the grind. Other challenges. Um, this kind of it's kind of really lifestyle creep is one thing I definitely have been challenged with.
What's a lifestyle creep?
Lifestyle creep. So when you leave the military, if you hop into one of these high paying roles,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be so tempting to start to spend more than you already spent before. You
Yeah.
might want to keep up with appearances.
Yeah.
Short story, and this is about a month ago. I had ordered a Tesla. I placed the order. I placed the order and
So
everything.
this is a brand new Tesla because you don't just order. You saying it like you ordered some
Yeah,
Jordans. You
exactly.
ordered a car.
I ordered the car, and then luckily, I have the right people in my ears, mentors. But yeah, I'm just driving around in my current car, which is a 2022. It's still new. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, why am I buying a new car? I have other stuff I can spend the money on. So, long story short, I was trying to keep up with appearances. Like I'm living a lifestyle. That's where the lifestyle creep is. So, yeah, just sticking on a budget, not increasing your expenses too much. And those are the main things. Yeah.
I
So yeah, I canceled that Tesla order. I just want to say
You
that.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But I like that lifestyle creep. It's a real thing, especially, since this is a veteran podcast, we all know what them crappy paychecks look like. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like to go from making maybe $40,000 or $50,000 a year to making six figures, well into the six figures. Some of the guests
Hmm.
make seven figures. Like that's a big jump.
Exactly.
And sometimes you want to upgrade your life, but I'm happy that you have people in your ear, in your corner that's like, bro, what you got going on? Like, do you need that? Is that a
Yeah.
need? Because keeping up with the Joneses is extremely tempting. When you don't have the money, it's easy to be like, I ain't gonna do that. That's dumb. But then when you
Hmm.
get it, it's like,
Exactly. Yeah.
this looks nice, right? And I've
Yeah.
fallen victim to them too. Like my first year, and I come from a small town like you do.
Hmm.
And I grew up in poverty. Like we were poor. I didn't know we was poor. I thought we were just regular because everybody around me was poor.
Hmm.
But then when I saw what like real middle class looked like, with upper middle class, with high class, what I saw, when I saw what that looked like, I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Like, oh my, like we were really behind the power curve. So when I
Hmm.
started making, six figures, it was like, I got some studying to do.
Yeah. It's same. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got some studying to do from like 10 years ago that I was supposed to do. And I didn't have anybody in my ear telling me like, Jalen, don't do that. Jalen, that's
Yeah.
a bad idea. I had to bump my head financially
Hmm.
and then be like, all right, bro, like, that's not a good idea. You need to invest. You need to,
Mhm.
instead of spending your money, you need to make your money work. So I'm happy that you have that in your corner. So I want to switch over and get into your business a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people know you from the infamous show. What's the name of the show? Pop the Bubble? Is it Pop the Bubble? It's
Pop
Pop
the
the
balloon.
Balloon.
Yeah.
Pop the Balloon.
Pop the balloon. Yeah.
So, is your high pace lifestyle, and what I mean by high pace, like all that you have going on, is that the reason why you're still single? Are you still single? What's life like after being on the show? Do people recognize
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. So to answer the first question, yeah, uh, the high-paced lifestyle is definitely a reason. Um, I was single, and that is because I put off dating for like 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to focus on finishing my degree, the certifications, because I knew it would lead to where I am now.
Right.
Um, so yeah, sometimes relationships can be a distraction.
Very much so.
And yeah, so I put off dating. I deleted social media that whole time too. So I really just got back on social media this year, which is kind of
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, because I knew for a business, you have to have marketing, you have to have social media. So
Yes.
yeah, and then the second answer to that question, yeah, I'm dating someone right now. I kind of have balance of a balance of my schedule and prioritizing someone else's feelings. Yeah, not being selfish. So
Yeah.
yeah, when I was younger, I didn't know that balance. So, and the third question, I forgot what you said.
Do people recognize you from the show?
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, it is insane. Yeah, people definitely recognize. Yeah, in DC, I get you kind of realize how big the show is, especially in our community.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, relationships are like hot topics on the internet,
Yeah.
and yeah, people come up and ask questions all the
What's one question that you're tired of answering?
time. Why did I, what's it? Why did I come on the show? Why did I come on the show, or was I really coming on the show? Was I really looking for love, basically? Yeah. Which,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
I'll
I'm
be.
not going to ask my next
No,
question.
no, you can ask it. Yeah, I'll answer it. Yeah, I'll answer it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, which did you really go on the show looking for love? Did you go on
Yeah,
the show with the intentions of, okay, I really want to find somebody to like date?
yeah. So, like I said, I just got back on social media this year, and with that, I also decided, like, yeah, it's time. It's time for me to find a partner. Like, I want to be in a relationship too.
Okay.
So I saw the show. I used to watch it every week, and I'm like, wait, I can. Why don't I just sign up? It would be cool to do. Um, it would be a crazy story if I met my future wife on the show.
Yeah.
I kind of like how they're doing it compared to other Pop the Balloon shows. The host, the producer, all they're classy, and yeah. So I really came with the intentions of finding love. I just think, yeah, I'm a very specific person. So
We couldn't tell at all. Oh, we didn't know.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, I came. My intentions were pure. Yeah,
Well, I'm happy that you end up finding somebody anyways without the
yeah.
show. That is amazing. So give
Mm.
us an inside scoop of what we can expect from you next year and what you have in store for 2025.
So as far as content goes, definitely going to keep up the tech and fitness content. I'm going to introduce more like lifestyle content to show people. Yeah, like the questions you asked. How do I manage my time? How do I do
Hmm.
all of this? Yeah, and then what I do in my free time. Um, business wise, Stoic Edge Fitness offering virtual training. It
Hmm.
was limited before, but full time virtual training. So tap in with me for 2025.
Okay.
Um,
And those will be linked in the show notes. Everything that all your contact information, website, anything, it'll be linked in the show notes.
yep. And then yeah, add some more posts to my cyber blog. Um, yeah, I've been kind of slacking on the blog, but yeah, I'm going to get back on that. And yeah, just school, certification. I have one planned out for 2025, master's degree. And yeah,
Yes.
same, yeah, grinding, same time. Yep. Thanks.
Grinding. Okay, tell the people where they can reach you at.
Instagram, TikTok, the Fit Tech Guy, and Instagram, Stoic Edge Fitness for my business account. Um, StoicEdgeFitness.com for my website. You can book a free consultation there. You'll talk to me and I'll figure out how we can accomplish your goals. And yeah, that is all platforms. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on the Six Figure Vet podcast. I just want to give you your flowers. It is not easy transitioning out, and you display a lot of discipline, which is something that I think social media does not show or tell enough about. Is the discipline that it takes to get out of the military and become successful. It takes a lot of discipline, and you have been extremely disciplined over this last couple years just transitioning out, and I am so happy and proud that you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
All of his information will be linked in the show notes if you want to book a consultation and follow him as he continues to embark on his tech career and fitness journey and his business. This has been another amazing, successful episode of the Six
Yeah.
Figure Vet podcast. The Six Figure Vet is out. Hey y'all, it's a Six Figure Vet here. If you or any other active duty service member or veteran that you know is suffering with suicidal ideation, substance use, or mental health disorders, please tell them to call 988. The number is 988. They're trained crisis responders waiting to take their calls. You don't have to suffer in silence.